What's good, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another part of What If Naruto Was Like Minato. Now, I know that I've been gone from doing this series for a bit, and honestly, that's just because I kind of didn't, I wasn't feeling this series as much as I was before, but then I looked at the comments of part 1 and I was just like, man, I can't let them down. You know, the first part got 20k views, you guys liked the video up like I said. I can't do that to my fans, you know, I can't do that to you guys. You guys are probably waiting, thinking, oh, when is Xehther gonna drop this? But you know what, I realized, like, hey, how would I feel if my favorite, you know, person that makes these kind of videos was to stop? And then I realized, like, Xehther, stop being such a dickhead, just make the video. So here I am now, and I do hope you guys go on to enjoy this video, and as always, like it up, seeing as it'll help your boy want to finish the series even more. So let's go for 1,000 likes. I know you guys can do it. Come on, don't let me down, please. And with no further ado, let's get started.
Hey Ross, sauce it up.
Ibiki would then say, alright everyone, I'm your exam instructor, Ibiki. Everyone then noticed him, and then Ibiki assigned them on the spot that they were going to sit. From here, everything would go the same as it does in canon, the only difference being that Naruto didn't shout or needed to cheat, since he read this type of answers in his book back then, and he would start thinking that he's probably becoming a bit of a nerd bookworm, Naruto would think. Then suddenly we would have the introduction of Mitarashi Anko. Hopefully that's the right pronunciation. And about the Forest of Death difference, Naruto doesn't shout or gain attention. They signed the contract and got their heaven scroll, and in all honesty, it's not important, but I'm pretty sure that that's the scroll that they got. That's what the author said. But anyways, continuing on with the story, there's going to be a lot of skip scenes if they're just going to be the same as canon, because I don't want to waste my time and batteries of just writing something that happened in canon. Another author's note, bro, I like this guy. Bro thinks just like me. Bro does not feel like wasting time. I like it. But then after a while, oh yeah, Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura were now going through the Forest of Death slowly and surely, and they were thinking of a plan while on the road. They had to fight a lot of animals which are stronger than usual and a lot bigger, duh. But after all, Naruto sensed something that seemed a bit weird and seemed very unusual. He then stopped in his tracks, getting the attention of Sasuke and Sakura, and Sasuke asked Naruto why he stopped, Naruto answering with one word: run. Sasuke and Sakura were confused, and then Naruto said again, run! After that, a massive snake appeared, separating Naruto from Sakura and Sasuke. The one that summoned the snake was a female grass ninja, I think. With a sadistic tone to her voice, she was confronting Sasuke and Sakura, while Naruto confronts the giant snake. Sasuke and Sakura were facing the grass ninja, while the ninja was smiling sadistically, and would be saying, now, if you're worried about your friend, my pet will take care of him. With a weird laugh, right? Sasuke and Sakura were now freezing at the amount of killing intent that was being released from the grass ninja, when suddenly, bang! The grass ninja blows away in an instant, and Naruto was now standing there, panting, as it really took a lot out of him to run to get all the way there. Sasuke and Sakura would run at Naruto, and Sasuke wanted to ask what kind of jutsu Naruto used, but it was not the time. How did you beat my little pet? Said the grass ninja, while standing up again. And Naruto said, it was easy to deal with, that's all. The grass ninja laughed at Naruto's response and then lunged at Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura. Naruto then shouted, Team 7, Formation E. Then Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura left some kunai and they ran for it. When the grass nin was now crossing kunais, Naruto did some hand signs and boom, an explosion happened. Sakura then stopped and launched some kunai to confirm, as Naruto expected the grass nin, as Naruto expected, the grass nin deflected it. Sakura then vanished while the grass nin realizing it was just a genjutsu, but when the explosion happened, she suddenly felt the ground shaking. Then 4 mud walls appeared out of nowhere, and Naruto and Sasuke were now at the top, making hand signs. They both shouted in unison, "Fire style! Fireball jutsu!" Naruto saying, "Wind air! Wind air bullet!" And from here they blasted it together. Then poof, realizing that they were shadow clones, Sakura, and then poof, like they both like pretty much turned into clouds of smoke, right? Sakura realizing, oh wow, like those were shadow clones. And pretty much what ended up happening was that the 4 walls would come up, encasing Orochimaru inside of it. And then, Naruto and Sasuke performed the jutsu, leaving no time for Orochimaru to completely, do anything. Naruto from here would be tired a little bit mentally, and Sasuke would be a little drained. As soon as not even 3 minutes would happen, a wind would break through, and a voice shouted, blowing Team 7 away. Naruto hitting the ground, and Sakura would hit a tree trunk, while Sasuke would hit a branch falling down. Sasuke was now panting heavily, and the grass ninja soon then tried to get closer to Sasuke. Then boom, the area where they were exploded, and that's because it was a trap for her, or him. When Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura came out to see what happened to her, they saw they saw something completely unimaginable. Soon, the grass ninja's body torn apart, then another ninja came out having a completely different voice. Naruto then said, "Run." Sasuke and Sakura were seeing Naruto being surprised and frightened, and Naruto just screamed, "Run!" Before they could start, the man suddenly appeared in front of Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura, who were all shocked at the speed, and then the man's hands were glowing, with his fingers having different colors in each finger, as suddenly a fire-style great fireball jutsu would shoot at the direction of the man, Sasuke shouting, making the man dodge, and it disturbed him. Naruto dodged it as well, who was now behind Sasuke, and then Naruto said, "I'll be bait." Sasuke looked at Naruto like he's crazy, and he'd be like, "What?" As Naruto would say, "I'll take care of him, Sasuke. I have my shadow clones. I can beat him." Sasuke wanted to disagree, but knew that Naruto made up his mind, and he then signaled to Sakura to leave and go wait for them. Sasuke stayed beside Naruto and said, "No way, we're a team. We'll fight together, Naruto." And Sakura also didn't leave, and she said to Naruto that, she's grown and that she'll stay. Naruto cursed mentally, meaning that he can't use his flying Raijin and Rasengan, but this could still do. The man then attacked again with an annoyed face, and Naruto created 5 shadow clones. Sakura then threw smoke balls, and after that, she would see Naruto from both sides, as 2 of them would create wind style jutsus, and they would shoot at the direction of Orochimaru. Naruto then would go towards the back and spin at the other Naruto before he could lunge him at the direction of Orochimaru, and he would kick him. Orochimaru dodging it, but Sasuke would end up grabbing Naruto, who would fall back, making him properly, as he himself uses a fireball jutsu, and then suddenly in the air Sasuke would appear and launch a punch at the man dodging it, and Naruto coming in with a punch of his own, which he would block. Naruto's clones would come in faster and faster, and suddenly they would end up pretty much landing a Gale Palm, which Naruto would land, right? And this would make the man let go of Sasuke, who would have ended up grabbing him. And then suddenly we would have a scene in which, all of them are just kind of looking at each other and then looking back at the smoke, which would end up appearing, right? I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I started literally making the last part of the fight off the top of my head, because there was just so many grammatical errors that I just could not possibly read that without messing up every 20 seconds, or not even 20, but like 10 seconds. From here, the man would then consider, the man would then get up and be like, "You were such good entertainment, but I have to go now, Sasuke. Consider this a gift from me," he said, as his neck stretched, going to Sasuke's neck, and you know what? He bites him. Bro gives him a straight hickey. Naruto doesn't get the 5 element seal, and that's awesome. And so in this case, unlike in canon, Naruto was able to beat them easily, and by them I mean the guys who would end up pulling up on them. Sasuke still woke up and broke somebody's arm. I forgot the guy's name, but ultimately we continue with the story. Sasuke was stopped obviously by a true love hug, kind of, I guess, that being Sakura. And also I just quickly have to make a quick announcement, seeing as I just saw Sakura's name and all that stuff. And that announcement is that pretty soon I'm going to be making a what if called What If Sakura Was a Boy, aka what if Sakura was useful? Because this time there would be no need for that complete fangirl obsession, and it would be a boy, meaning I definitely have to change Sakura's character, and it would be very interesting to see how the dynamic changes if we add a new person to the mix, right? and Sakura this time around could maybe be a bit more useful, seeing as Kishimoto is pretty bad at writing female characters. However, he is, not gonna lie, a beast at writing male ones. So I think that with the inspiration that I have from Kishimoto, not to mention the fact that, you know, I myself am a lot better with male characters than female ones, I could definitely make this story really interesting. So go check that one out when it comes out, if it comes out. I'm currently having art made for it, so it should most likely come out. That said, anyways, we would then jump towards a situation where we would see Kakashi saying in a playful voice that this is interesting, as you know, he would end up using his jutsu to pretty much end up stopping Sasuke's, you know, curse mark thing to stop. Now all the fights like in canon would end up happening just like in the original, and we would now have the fight between Naruto versus Kiba. Kiba was confident since he's finally thinking that he's gonna show who's stronger, this time to Naruto, and Naruto, who would see that Kiba has so much confidence, would just smile since he knew that the Inuzuka clan are powerful, but you know, Kiba, not really. So he's gonna try to enjoy this fight, but not really. The match started and Naruto knew he wasn't going to be holding back. Nobody could really guess what was about to happen, but he would lunge himself at Kiba, making Kiba completely shocked, and he would block, and Kiba would then block his attack, right? Naruto looking towards Kiba with smirk, saying that he didn't expect Kiba to actually be able to dodge his blows, right? But there he was. Kiba was actually keeping up with Naruto slightly. Naruto smirked and decided that it was about time that he showed him a little bit of a surprise. And so Naruto, using a shadow clone, would do hand signs while he holds Kiba's arm with another one. By the way, I'm making this up. And then Naruto goes on and performs a wind style bullet point blank at Kiba, sending him flying back and landing on the ground. Suddenly, Naruto, using a same page out of the book from what he would have used with Sasuke, would end up forming mud walls, which would all span in front of Kiba, and Kiba immediately would say, Akamaru, Fang over Fang, breaking at one of the walls before Naruto could have even hoped to use his wind jutsu, and because of this, Kiba would rush in at Naruto, who would immediately poof since he would have ended up using the substitution jutsu, appearing behind Kiba, who would have finally stopped using the spinny attack, aka the Sonic Special, and then we would see a scene where Naruto lands a powerful Gale Palm on Kiba, before then a clone would grab at him, and Naruto rushes in using a insane Uzumaki kick, which he would land at the face of Kiba, completely knocking Kiba out, meaning that this time that scene where Kiba, you know, gets shit on by Naruto literally doesn't actually happen. That said though, what would end up pretty much happening is that the battle between Sakura and Ino would go down, Hinata versus Neji. Naruto this time around doesn't stop and do his speech about, you know, Neji almost killing Hinata, and that would really be the only change. After this, we would have a scene in which we would have a bit of a moment with, you know, everybody kind of visiting Lee. And now we would jump into chapter 11, a month before the finals. I'm guessing that this entire thing is pretty much just going to be breaking down the fights, and as I'm scrolling through this thing, it literally is. And I'm also very sure that Naruto ends up meeting Jiraiya. Yep, he does. Okay, they trained for a little bit, they meet at the hot springs, yep. I pretty much knew that this was going to happen. We all have already seen this, so I'm not really going to be bothering to mention this little part, but yeah, the scene where he meets Jiraiya and all that stuff would still go down just like usual, and Naruto would end up actually training with, you know, Jiraiya. Naruto's jutsu check now happening, and him having a plethora of water style jutsus, water walls, water fang shot, penguin bullet, and water/wind fang shot. Naruto also has a bunch of wind style abilities like wind push, gale palm, wind air bullet, and earth style mud wall. He also has the shurikens, the kunai, Rasengan, flying Raijin, Fuinjutsu, and a very OP shadow clone jutsu. Now, Naruto would have ended up training a couple of days wanting to learn different things, and Sasuke's jutsus would pretty much end up being told, as well as Sakura's, but I'm not going to go over those. Naruto then saw Sasuke sparring with Kakashi, and he would go closer to try to watch, but Kakashi would tell him that for now, he's actually going to go off and train with him himself. And so, what would pretty much end up happening is Naruto would be kept to his own devices, and so he would end up going and training with Jiraiya, learning the summoning jutsu, right? And since he already knows this Rasengan, he doesn't exactly learn that. However, because Naruto does have information on his father and mother, he would kind of have a bit of a talk with Jiraiya about what it was like back in the day, and their bonding experience would go a lot different, because this time Naruto actually knows who Jiraiya is, because Jiraiya would tell him, hey, you know, I'm your godfather. Now we would find ourselves in the finals of the Chunin exam, and from Shikamaru's point of view, we would switch to that as, you know, he would finally end up quitting the match, seeing as he kind of didn't really want to continue it, saying what a drag, and Naruto would smirk knowing that Shikamaru truly would have won had it not been for his insane laziness. And following this, we would then have a moment in which the Kazekage and the third Hokage would be talking. Now, obviously the Kazekage is Orochimaru, and he would be talking to Hiruzen about how, you know, the Uchiha's late and all that stuff, and that, you know, he should postpone the match, right? So the third Hokage would be like, all right, sure. And so they would end up postponing the match, and then we would end up kind of like waiting a lot longer for Sasuke until suddenly he ends up arriving, and then we would get our scene in which what's it called? We would get our scene in which we would get the moment. Hold on. I'm confused because he doesn't really announce the Hyuga battle. Oh, because he postponed it, and because of that, you know, we're gonna get the Naruto versus. Okay, yeah. No, that makes a lot more sense. Okay, yeah. Naruto would end up pretty much looking towards the direction of Sasuke, who would have ended up arriving a bit earlier, and would end up telling Sasuke about Gaara's status as a Jinchuriki, telling him to be careful and all that stuff, yada yada yada. But now we jump into the real action, which is Naruto standing in front of Neji, who would both now be getting ready to fight. Sasuke was watching now, a bit jealous of Naruto, but wanting to see what he does next. And from here, they would both end up speaking. Neji speaking about destiny, and Naruto not really caring about anything. The proctor would announce the beginning of the match, and in the blink of an eye, Naruto launched shuriken and kunai at the direction of Neji. Neji would block all of this, and in the crowd, Tenten would be absolutely sucking Neji off with the force of 1,000 vacuum cleaners, as Naruto would end up getting attacked by Neji, who would move out of the way, and Neji already has his Byakugan active, mind you. Naruto getting hit would end up actually feeling the pain, and it would be a lot worse than he thought, and Neji would continue attacking at Naruto. Naruto was just barely standing after 2 direct hits from the Hyuga, and Neji would immediately be like, I see, fate has decided that I would win this match. Naruto then disappearing in a cloud of smoke, and Naruto would show that it was just a shadow clone. The thing that was feeling pain was a shadow clone. He tanked 2 Neji style attacks. He would think that he's full of surprises, and another person who would also think that would be the third. We would now have a different moment in which Neji was now confused, and he would look around trying to see where Naruto was at. But then he would find him, and it would be very, very shocking how long Naruto has just been standing there, with Neji not even noticing him, and the crowd not noticing as well, seeing as they were put under a genjutsu by Naruto so that they couldn't see him and be like, he's over there, you know what I mean? So yeah, the crowd then, you know, kind of wows at the moment that Naruto releases the genjutsu, and Naruto throws his kunai at Neji, making a hand sign as he would use a shadow clone kunai. Then suddenly, he would get into his 8 trigrams palm rotation, and Naruto kind of expected this, knowing that he's not from the branch family, but knowing that he is a bit of a, you know, prodigy. From here, Neji would rush in at Naruto trying to get close in attacks, and in a yellow flash, Naruto would finally decide to reveal his true abilities, using the Flying Raijin in front of everybody. In a blink of an eye, then using a wind style wind push to hit Neji, and, you know, just kind of think, no holding back now, before he slams a Rasengan straight into the stomach of Neji. Before, boom, massive explosion kind of, and what happened? Dust would go up into the air, and Neji would now have been flung back into the wall, completely knocked out, the crowd going crazy, and then Sakura versus, you know, Gaara, which would still happen just like in the original, and then we would get the scene between Shikamaru and Temari, you know, he chases after her, obviously Kankuro and Shino. And by the way, this is the author's note, so this is not me just trying to skip through everything, this is literally what the author says. But anyways, then we get the battle between Gaara and Naruto. This one's actually going to be an interesting one. Kakashi was now very grim, and Jiraiya was actually there with the third Hokage, as the Kazekage was still calm and said, looks like this two are going to fight the first Hokage. And the third didn't say anything as he was kind of worried for Naruto. But Naruto would just look up at Sakura, seeing Sasuke, Shikamaru, and Choji with worried faces, as Naruto would look at the direction of Gaara, who was waiting at the field. Naruto would smirk and say that he'll take care of it. saying that he has more surprises to show them. Naruto then saying, "Summoning Jutsu," before slamming his palm on the ground, and suddenly we would hear Gaara say, "Uzumaki, Naruto, mother wants your blood. I'll give you her blood." Before Naruto would think, "What a creep," and then he would say, "Come on, let's do this." And from here, we would have an awesome scene in which, Gamabunta and Gaara would fight together in the massive clash that we would have had just like in the original. The battle would be absolutely insane. Like literally, like so much smoke would go all over the place. It'd be a very, very much so Kage level battle. And all I'm gonna say is Naruto is getting down. Like, I ain't even gonna lie. Naruto is literally getting down. There is no easy way to put this. Naruto was absolutely dogging, Gaara, and ultimately we then jump into the perspective of the third Kazekage, who's obviously Orochimaru, and then we would have the perspective of Lord Third. Now that battle would go just like it does in the original, right? Here, let me check. Let me just make 100% sure. No, yeah, it then jumps back into Naruto, so I don't really know, but Naruto would start fighting against Gaara and ultimately lands a Rasengan, which would actually end up waking Gaara up, and then he would use his Tak no Jutsu ability to ultimately destroy Gaara, leading to an awesome battle in which Naruto would finally take him out, and then he would kind of have his character development moment where he would thank his siblings for carrying him, right? And now we jump into chapter 14, A Broken Mirror, which is obviously a little bit of a different scene where we're now going to jump into the village of the leaves, obviously. And, there's a Jonin with gray spiky hair, to the gray spiky hair. Now this is obviously Kakashi, and we would kind of just see that this man's eyes are kind of like glazing over towards the direction of something. Suddenly he would be laying in a tree next to, different people, and he realizes that, sorry, I'm so sorry. I read this thing completely wrong. I literally read the first sentence and then I went down and I skipped the next one. But it basically says that Kakashi was by himself, and it kind of like starts off with like mystery and intrigue, but it ultimately pans in to the third Hokage's gravestone, and Kakashi showing that that battle basically went just like we were expecting, with the death of Hiruzen. Lord Third, he's now gone. And with no Lord Third, they now have a new mission: to find the next Hokage.